normally every business that you're in needs to engage in those things. Those are, what we view as foundational. Whether you're a dentist or a plumber, that plan doesn't change very much, even if you're trying to sell things online. And people will say, well, why do I need a local Google My Business listing? Well, because we want our online store to rank, and having Google reviews helps you do that.
I can see the whole wide world with these two eyes, and I can be whoever I want to be, 'cause it's my life.
Hi, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Ask Spurrell CPA. Today, as the Edmonton business consultant, we're talking about business plan pipeline marketing initiatives. Denise, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah, have we learned a lot about marketing initiatives and which ones work and which ones don't?
Yep.
Have we seen a lot of money spent on ones that don't work?
We have.
Oh man.
Yep.
So the quote that we have here today, Gary Vaynerchuk, one of the best marketers on the planet, and he says, your number one job is to tell your story to the customer wherever they are, and preferably at the moment they are deciding to make a purchase. And the statistic that we have is that 50% of all Canadian businesses will go out of business in the first 5 years, and 42% of these failed business owners will list the inability to attract enough customers as one of the primary reasons for their business failing, making the inability to attract enough customers as the primary reason for business failure. It's the number one reason that businesses fail. So the story that we have here, most business plans we see, they either have no sales or marketing plan, or they have very vague sales and marketing initiatives. So Denise, what are the questions that these business owners, in establishing if they have enough detail in their sales and marketing plan, what should they be asking?
So I think first they want to ask what examples of marketing initiatives that you believe are foundational.
So these are kind of the opposite of the pipeline marketing initiatives. These are absolutely foundational. Some of those examples are have a Google My Business listing set up and start gathering reviews. It's going to help your website rank. It's going to give you that social proof to make sure people can actually decide if they want to use you or not. YouTube is just so easy and so cost effective, and there's so many things you can do with YouTube. So having YouTube, understanding your problem, vision, mission, and values, having your differentiator set up so you understand where you sit as opposed to your other customers, making sure your branding is on point. Does your logo communicate what you want it to communicate? Are you getting it on everywhere you need to, on your sign, on your uniforms, on your vehicles? Or are we getting that branding out where we need to get it? Do we have a no-brainer offer, something that our customers can't resist because we're a small business, not an established brand, so we need that no-brainer to bring them in? And do we have a website that actually ranks? Because that website is going to determine, no matter how we get it, they're probably going to Google us and see what we are. And then finally, do we have any sales training that we can actually convert people? Do we have a strategy to convert them once we have them on the line, so to speak? Those are the foundational type marketing initiatives.
So are these types of initiatives normally necessary for every business?
Yeah, normally every business that you're in needs to engage in those things. Those are what we view as foundational. Whether you're a dentist or a plumber, that plan doesn't change very much, even if you're trying to sell things online. And people will say, well, why do I need a local Google My Business listing? Well, because we want our online store to rank, and having Google reviews helps you do that. So those are normally foundational, and they're almost necessary for every business.
So if you ignore these marketing initiatives, or other initiatives normally less effective?
They are. So a lot of people think, well, I'll do something else. But what they don't realize is a lot of those foundational marketing initiatives, a lot of the pipeline and marketing initiatives that we're going to cover in a bit here, don't work as well. We run that Facebook ad, but we're ignoring the fact that once they see the Facebook ad, they're probably going to Google us before they buy from us.
Yeah.
So they're just reducing the effectiveness of a lot of the pipeline and other initiatives.
Are there other initiatives that will work in some businesses but not others?
Yeah, then there's other initiatives that you can look at that might be useful for some businesses, but they equally might not be as useful for other businesses. So these are more specific to the industry that you're in, your current circumstances, the vision that you have to the company. So they're not as generic and one size fits all and so good that you can't ignore that the foundational ones are. These are industry specific a lot of times.
Yeah. So what do you classify the non-foundational marketing initiatives?
I like to refer to them as pipeline marketing initiatives, and I refer to those foundational marketing initiatives as almost as if there's a conveyor belt or an escalator, and those pipeline initiatives are simply dropping onto the conveyor belt. But if that conveyor belt is broken, those pipeline initiatives generally won't work. They won't result in a sale.
We see that a lot, don't we? That clients kind of like those pipeline initiatives.
Yeah.
They seem more used to them. I don't know what it is. And so they work on those before getting the conveyor belt going.
I think they're quick.
Yeah.
They
maybe
can write a
that's it.
check and you
Yeah.
can spend some money and get them up and running.
Yeah.
But the foundational marketing initiatives takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time to get some reviews on Google. It takes time to do enough content on Google. It takes time to be really precise about your differentiation factors and research the competition, make sure you set yourself apart. Those things take time. So people generally, they default into the easiest solution, even though the easiest is rarely the best in terms of marketing.
Yeah. Are online ads an example of a pipeline initiative?
Yeah, online ads are definitely an example of pipeline initiative. You can go on and set your Google AdWords and buy your Google AdWords in your industry, and they'll theoretically they'll work. But again, you think about it dropping it. If I have buying as Google AdWords and I have a terrible website that doesn't coerce me into starting, well, that pipeline initiative is not going to work. And a lot of times people will say, well, Google ads don't work. It's like, there was nothing wrong with the Google ads. It's just you didn't have enough reviews for anyone to trust you once they got interested in you. Right. And your website made everyone think that you were a crappy brand.
Yeah.
So that will happen. Yeah.
So what about social media? Is it an example of a pipeline initiative?
It is. Social media is a pipeline initiative. Again, you can get someone interested in a Facebook ad. You can run a Facebook ad and link it to an event or your site or something you have going. But it is, in essence, I believe, a pipeline initiative that might work in sub businesses and might not work in other businesses. I think, for example, of pretend you're a plumber. When someone is up to their waist in water in their basement, they are searching Google, not Facebook. I'm sorry to tell you that if you've run, if you're spending all your money in Facebook right now, but you got to remember what type of business. If you're in a needs-based business, a lot of times it's at that moment that they're buying, they're searching Google a lot of times, right? And it's different than other businesses where people are thinking about, if you're in the fitness industry or something like that, Facebook ads work really well because they're in a social state of mind. So try to, encourage them to come to a class with other participants. That works really, really well, that sort of, ad on Facebook.
Yeah. So are most businesses confusing social media as a foundational initiative?
They do. They think they can get their Instagram and their Facebook running, and they forget that the buying cycle, that what happens is they're going to get interested in you on Facebook or Instagram, and a lot of times before they purchase from you, they are going to search you on Google. So if you've ignored that foundational marketing initiative, you've ignored getting the reviews, you've ignored putting a good offer on your website, you've ignored getting your branding on point, and you simply run that Facebook ad, they're going to check you, do a credibility search, if you will, on Google before they buy from you, and then it won't work. So a lot of people think that the Facebook, getting that click is the goal. Getting the click isn't the goal. Getting the conversion is the goal, right? Getting that client to actually convert. And that's why I view that, social media, just because of most small businesses, they're going to eventually Google you or look for another source or look for a source of reviews. Facebook is more of a pipeline initiative. Most social media platforms are that. They can be an extremely effective pipeline initiative, but if you ignore the foundational initiative, a lot of times you'll think that it doesn't work, and you'll think, hey, my Facebook ads or my Instagram ads are useless. It's like, no, they probably work really well for you. It's just that you haven't laid that foundation and got those other initiatives going.
Yeah, I think we've even talked about how even if a a really trusted friend gives you a referral to a business or something, most people will still look it up on
100%.
Google and look for reviews on Google, right? Even if it's like your best friend or, a family member that you trust, you're still going to look on Google.
100%. 88% is the number.
Yeah.
88% of them, and that doesn't change if it's a one-to-one referral. They're still going to look you up on Google afterwards.
Yeah. Is networking a pipeline initiative?
It's the same thing. Networking is a pipeline initiative. So you're going to these networking events and you're thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to get someone interested and they're going to buy from me. They're going to Google you. They're going to Google you first.
Yeah.
They're going to want to see other customer reviews, objective reviews from other customers saying that you're happy, right? They want to see a website that's on point. So that's why networking is a pipeline initiative. Whereas if those foundational initiatives aren't in place, that networking is less likely to result in an actual sale. It'll get you interest, but not a sale.
Yeah. And should you have specific amounts and costs for all pipeline initiatives?
Yeah, here's one where I see let's say they have their foundational marketing initiatives, and that's not the problem. But now they're starting to identify these pipeline initiatives. So we're going to run Facebook ads. Okay, great. How many are we going to run? How many ads are we going to run? How much are we going to spend on sponsoring all of these ads? Say we're going to drop flyers. Okay, how many flyers are we going to drop? How much is it going to cost? Are we going to go to networking events? Let's not just say we're going to go to networking events. How many networking events per month are we going to go to? Because once we start getting those numbers, we can translate those numbers into reasonable projections. Is it reasonable that we can generate 10 new clients from 5 networking events? Probably not. But maybe we could generate 10 new clients from 100 networking events or 200 networking events, right? So it's important to have, specific numbers, amounts, number of times, and how much it's going to cost in your pipeline marketing initiatives. And then we can make reasonable projections and make sure we have enough money to actually pay for these initiatives too. So I think that's what we have here today on the business plan pipeline marketing initiatives. And, as always, please hit that like and subscribe button so we can continue to deliver you tips on how to beat the odds at business. And if you have any questions, feel free to write them below. We'll do our best to answer back and even use your input for future videos. Thanks very much.